Gary, Travis. Paula, hello. Rita, how you doing? Leah. No, no, no. It looks like we might not need it. At least not for a few days. Clayt, how you doing? Cindy. Okay. Happy 4th of July. Swamp Watch. 7/4/19. Um, I guess we're going to start where everybody wants to start. So far, um, Mike, how you doing? So far, we haven't seen, right, what we were maybe hoping for, expecting. Um, I'm withholding judgment until tomorrow night's show because uh, here's the thing that stuck with me. I've posted a lot of the Able Danger stuff, right? And they've had 107 and Mad Dog and Field McConnell, who's the host, right? Um, they've been pushing this JFK thing pretty hard. Um, I think that there was one thing. I think it was Juan said uh, that stuck with me. That made me think that maybe this is happening tomorrow morning. It was the thing about drawing a line in the sand, in that the war would start on the 5th. That really it was going to be the announcement um, on the 4th, and then go time on the 5th. Well, that would kind of tie in with what you'd expect from the Navy SEALs, right? Somebody else had a report um, that they were going to use the Abrams in a possible swamp takedown. I don't. The only possible place I could see that would be at Obama's compound. Otherwise, they just go on with SEALs. They wouldn't need a freaking tank. With Obama, that place could be pretty secure, where it would be tough for the SEALs to get in, just in the way it's shored up security wise. So tomorrow night I'm going to do another one at 6 again, and we'll by then I think we'll kind of the dust will have settled. We'll also get the other thing here is remember guys, they 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 speak in gematria. Um, I had friends over and still do, but so I couldn't watch the whole thing. I'll probably watch it tonight and then watch the breakdowns of it tonight and tomorrow, and come back with hopefully some more information. The one thing I want to stress, guys, is I talked about this 2 days ago that there's a possibility that at least initially, on the surface, it may seem like nothing happened. Um, it doesn't make any difference. The real key here is, do you believe that President Trump is on the right track? Do you believe that the swamp is going to drain? Do you believe that there's pedophiles that have been running our government and the world? Uh, you know, if you believe those things, then we just keep moving forward. What are our alternatives? Um, the other thing is we have to think about this, and this is one of the difficulties of being watchmen, because there's always that fine line between um, lighting a fire under people to get them to move, and then going too far, and then maybe chasing some people off because nothing's happening, or they feel like nothing's happening. Well, first of all, anybody that we bring in that a month later feels like nothing's happening isn't really doing their homework. Because if you are checking out the post, if you're looking at all the information we're putting up, there's a lot going on. Is it happening as quickly as we like? No. But it never will, right? When you're dealing with these situations where you've got children being abused every single day, obviously you want to cut that off as quickly as you can. My faith is in the president, that he's the one that has all the information. We are going on bits and pieces we can pick up. So we're not going to be on the same page most of the time with him. But it's what we have to deal with, right? We still have to keep going. We still have to keep waking people up. A good example, because of this push we made, we got a member now who just secured their family's future because we lit this fire, and they got $14,000 worth of cryptos, and now they're set. So no matter what happens tomorrow or next week, that family is protected, has their insurance for the financial part of it, right? So it's like I said a couple of days ago, nothing changes. We keep moving forward. We keep putting one foot in front of the other. And we look at this as a blessing. I'm looking at it, even though I'm disappointed a little bit, I'm looking at it as a blessing because we've got more time to, and as if something doesn't go down tomorrow morning, to wake more people up. And ultimately, it's the most important thing we could be doing. It's the most important thing in the world, in my opinion, right now, because the cognitive dissonance is going to be overwhelming. And I think anybody that knows the truth about the pedophilia, the child trafficking, the torture, the adrenochrome, the story is what they do. They basically got baby factories all over the world. The good-looking kids are sold into the sex trafficking trade, and the kids that don't look so great, the homelier kids, they're used for selling out for body parts, organ donors. Again, not really donors, right? So this can't go on. This can't go on for much longer. The president's not going to allow it to go on any longer than he has to, because he wants this over as bad as we do. So we keep going. We keep doing what we're doing. We keep reaching out. We keep buying Litecoin. We keep buying physical silver. I know Kevin, I was talking to Kevin this morning, and he got hung up with banking issues. He basically went with a little credit union, and as we know, and I'm going to do a recap on Coinbase and the whole process, because like I told Kevin, if I was doing a better job, he would have never put his money in that little credit union, he would have gone to Chase or Wells Fargo or Bank of America, and he'd have Litecoin in his possession right now. But because of the situation, it couldn't go through because it's not the right bank. So now he's locked out of his account for a couple of days. So it's probably not going to be till tomorrow at the soonest, maybe Monday. Well, how this thing went down today, Kevin's going to have a chance now to get Litecoin at around the 120 range probably, as opposed to 300 to 500, which it would have been on Friday, tomorrow, if some of the stuff would have happened that we thought might happen. So we need to look at every time we need to look at the silver lining here, the positive sides, because there's a positive side to all this. And it just means that it gives us more time to wake more people up. We can make more people ready to help pay it forward when we get to that point, that rebuilding point, the recovery stage. Litecoin or Bitcoin was up a little bit. I think it was almost 1,200, 11 something before I came on. Litecoin was right at 120, 119 something. I think again, it kind of I think goes hand in hand with what President Trump's doing. We're going to see the move. I think things are going to hold stable until, within a range, right? With the cryptos might be different, but I think silver and gold, I think the stock market, I think the bond market are going to kind of maybe hold where they're at until this thing breaks, whatever causes it to break. The other thing we have to remember, guys, is that just because President Trump didn't declare the reset today doesn't mean the economy isn't going to collapse organically tomorrow. The president doesn't have 100% control of this economy. This economy is like a loose fire hose, right? It's kind of going where it's going. You might be able to narrow it down a little bit, but there's no total control here. There are at least 20 events, 25 events that could happen around the world that will bring the economy down. Any of them could happen tonight, tomorrow. Again, we would hope for a reset as opposed to a collapse, but it is what it is. We're going to have to deal with it no matter how it comes up. Possibility that tomorrow or Monday is another possibility that the banks just don't open. That he's waiting to get through the weekend. He made the declaration today, maybe via gematria, and that, tomorrow could be the takedown, could be over the weekend. Monday, the banks could not open. If something doesn't happen with the banks on Monday, at the latest, I would say that we need to look forward and just keep going. That, maybe it's not this time around for whatever reason. Maybe that sub incident changed things. There's no way for us to know because we're not getting close to half the information. Just take for example the whole reporting around the sub deal. We got 2 or 3 different stories the first couple of hours. And then it turned up to be something totally different. And I can tell you, it most likely isn't what they're saying it is. There's more to that story. The same thing with Pence's plane. It could have been that Pence's plane turned around because of the threat with the Russian sub. But that doesn't hold water if it really was what they said it was, and it was just an accident because of the Russian sub lost track of where they were. Why would Vice President's plane be turned around? They're saying that it never really did get turned around. Come on, You're telling me that the White House didn't know where the vice president was? So again, I think we'll learn more about this down the road, but for now, we're on hold. And just because it didn't happen at 3:30 doesn't mean it's going to happen tonight or tomorrow or, like I said, Sunday morning, Monday morning. I think we got to get through Monday before we kind of see how this goes. I just don't see how somewhere in this short period of time, the next few days, that somehow, and here's the other thing. I haven't had a chance to look at the video of what happened today. So JFK, maybe this was a thing where it wasn't that they were going to announce JFK. They were just going to present him, that he was maybe on the stage somewhere. Again, I had no chance to really analyze this video. I got to see the president speak for a little bit, but it wasn't panning the crowd. So I really don't have, I really don't know what happened today. And like I say, by tomorrow, I'll have a better handle on if there are any messages in his address today. Let's see what we got for questions. I'm going to try and make this one short tonight, guys, because I got company here. Anybody have any questions or comments about anything that went down today? Is there anything that I missed, you guys saw? Please throw it out. Travis, Skype with Leah. So Travis, how was it? Was it difficult? I think it's pretty simple. My daughter and her husband, Tony and Rory. Scott, how you doing? Yeah, um, there may be more. Paul is talking about the president didn't seem to have the pizzazz as usual. Um, what I saw of it, um, we'll see. Like I said, I really don't want to say a lot until I have a chance to take a closer look. Um, the one thing that makes me think that something happened, either something to change his plan of making an announcement today, um, or um, it's going to happen, like I said, tonight, tomorrow, over the weekend. Um, you have to think that if we are close to this, that this is probably the most dangerous time for the president. Is going to be right before this goes down. The deep state, I think, is going to have a little bit of a clue because they've got a lot of intel sources too, and they probably have some people on the inside. It's possible. Now, I would imagine that the inner circle is really tight. There's nobody on Trump's inner circle that's even a question as far as their loyalty. The ones that know what's really going down. But there's always like something like JFK. If that was really going to happen, there would probably be several people that knew about it. Um, so we just wait and see. I'm I'm thinking that the other possibility is there. I just believe like there's more to this Russian sub thing. Um, so we'll see. We'll see. We'll just play it by ear. And I'll get you the information as it comes out. Yeah, it was pretty. It was pretty standard, with what you'd expect for a Fourth of July speech. And see, that doesn't, to me, he really hyped this thing. He made a big deal out of the Fourth of July, and then Juan did too. I mean, this was not going to be just your average Fourth of July celebration. I mean, they were very clear. This was going to be our moment where we were going to make our declaration that we were not going to be slaves anymore, that we were not going to take it anymore, that things were going to be different from this moment forward. This was the line in the sand. Which makes me think that either something happened to change that, or, it's still in the works, that it's in the next few days maybe, or whatever. Again, I think when we look at I'm sure Q's going to have something. If Q doesn't have anything in the next day or two, that would be, I think, kind of odd. But again, let's not speculate at this point. We'll see what happens. We'll see what comes out tonight and tomorrow, and then we'll talk about it tomorrow night. Again, no fear, no reservations. I keep doing what we're doing. Yeah, God, guys, when this finally comes out, the history of all this, going back from 1776 or before, it's going to be earth shattering, because almost everything that we've been taught is a little bit different, and a lot of it is a lot different. I don't think there's much that's 100% legit, because they basically set our past to be what they wanted so they could manipulate us easier. I mean, that's what this whole thing has been about since Babylon, is controlling the cattle, the livestock. That's what we are to these people. And it's over. Whether it's over today, officially, or tomorrow, it's over. Every day, more pedophiles are arrested, more kids that were missing are found. They just found 123 yesterday or the day before, and busted a bunch more these child traffickers. So it's not like nothing's being done. It's just that a lot of it's being done behind the scenes. You don't hear about it until the arrests are made. And that may be how this goes. And they may start moving up that chain, right? Because they started at the bottom, and they're slowly, now that they're at NXIVM, that's a good sign, because that had some fringes of the elite above, and then, the upper and bottom feeders were in that group that was prosecuted. So they're right there. To the next step is people like Tom Hanks and Spielberg and Disney execs and politicians and newscasters, government officials. I think that's where we're at now. I don't think it's going to be much longer. We're not going to get to the end of the year. We don't focus on the time right now. Let's focus on the mission. And the mission is, it's not about how quickly this is over. The mission is to get as many people prepared as we can before this goes down. So God has just given us more time. Is how we need to look at this. We have more time to help more people. And that's a good thing. And that's where we need to be. There can't be any disappointments here. We pick it up from this moment, and we keep pushing it forward. And eventually, again, whether that's next week or next month or next year, it's going to happen. But what is the alternative? You know, curling up in a ball and crying about it? That's not who we are. We, we're Americans. We don't quit. We don't give up. We don't whine when we're in the middle of it. We keep plugging. We keep moving forward. We keep our eye on the ball. We stay focused. We don't fall for the distractions. And eventually we're going to get there. And when we do, it's going to be awesome. And until then, every day that goes by, more people are going to jail and more kids are being set free. So where's the downside? The downside is that it's longer than we wanted. Well, maybe it's not the best thing for us, but for the rest of our countrymen, the rest of the Americans, the rest of the world, it's better for them. So is it better to maybe disappoint a few of us? Because we're the minority here. Maximum, we're 10 to 15% of the population in America. Maximum. So is it better to disappoint us, or try and help the 90% that isn't ready for this yet? I'll take this. I'll take this deal. You know? This is our moment, guys. This is the moment. Do we fold like cheap suits, or do we step it up? I'm up. I'm up for the challenge. I know you guys are. And we keep going. And we keep trying to find success stories, like we did with Julie, and keep moving forward every day. I think, well, let me see. Let me get through this. Yeah, Mike. Looks like Mike's mom. Oh, wait a minute. Well, that happens, Mike. You kind of take 2 steps forward and 1 step back with injuries like this. So as long as she's still there and still, wants to be there, that's the key. It's when they give up that it gets tough. And it's the same with us, guys. There's a direct correlation here. Just like Mike's mom can't give up, we can't either. We're tougher than that. Yeah, and Paul has got a point here, guys. Again, remember, when I'm doing my commentary, and I want everybody to understand, I'm a commentator. I'm a social commentator. I look at the worldwide situation, and I try and analyze everything that's going on, and bring back to you guys what I think's happening based on the information that I have. I am never going to have half of what President Trump has for intel. So I can't second guess him. I mean, he's the one, the number one, he's one of the best in the world at what he's doing. And he's got all the information. So in this situation, when I trust the man, I'm on board. If it doesn't happen today, I'm okay with it because he knows something that I don't. And the same thing doesn't happen tomorrow or Monday or whatever. Doesn't happen next week. It's not going to change what I'm going to do. I'm going to be doing this, and I'm probably more of it, because the more we do, the more we share, the more we reach out, the more we post, the more we call, the more we text, the more people we wake up. And we've got to kind of, I think, really get everybody tuned up, because there was 2 things happened this week that made me understand that we could step it up a notch. Um, with Julia, um, she is like best friends with my sister-in-law, and she and my sister-in-law had Heidi had mentioned her several times. Have you caught Dan's live chats? And she'd seen my post and she knew who I was. But like she said, there's so many guys out there doing this stuff that if you kind of get locked into a couple of guys, that you don't have enough time to take on anything else. And that's where she was. And it was just a coincidence that we happened to cross. And then all of a sudden, my God, she realizes there was so much more she didn't know. The same thing happened with Kevin. And Kevin's situation with not being completely dialed in on the banking situation, he did what he thought he should do, but it wasn't the right thing. And it's cost him a couple of days. Thank God it hasn't hurt him. But this could have cost him, this literally could have cost him millions of dollars by missing out on this opportunity. Because it was going to be several Litecoin that he wasn't going to be able to buy, possibly because of the timing of this thing. Well, now he should be golden. He should be okay to get these prices around 120 instead of being $300 to $500, which it would have been if they would have announced JFK or the end of the Fed, gold-backed currency. Any of that would have changed everything. So again, big picture, guys. I am in a position where, oh boy, I'd sure like it to be over, but I can hang on. I've been doing this. I mean, I've known about this stuff since I was 12 years old. I've been doing this for 5 years. I'm tired, but I've been tired before. This is life, guys. You can't always pick your moments in life. Sometimes you've got to rise to the occasion. We're being tested right now. Are we going to pass the test or are we going to fold? I don't think there's anybody here that's going to fold. So we keep going. We keep calling. We keep reaching out. We keep prepping. We keep stocking. Keep buying silver. We keep buying Litecoin. Buy more ammo. Until it happens. With a good attitude. And being thankful that we have this time to help more people. Because to me, I'll take it. I'll take, whatever it is. Another week, another month, another year. Because for every day that goes by, I'm going to try and get one more person. And that's a trade-off I can take. I'll take it. I'll take the trade-off. Because somebody like Julia went from being in a position where her family could have lost everything. If she would have kept on the path that she was on, there's no question, because she had no idea this financial danger was there. And she could have been wiped out. Now she's not. Her family is secure, is protected, has insurance against the financial hardships that are coming. So I'll take that trade. And that's how we have to look at this today. I think I'm going to leave it here, guys. Like I said, I've got company. Remember, be positive. Be reaching out. Be pushing the unity. Us pulling together. It's what is drawing people to the Watchman is the unity we have. We got to keep that up. We've got to keep pulling for each other. We've got to keep having each other's backs. And we'll get through this. Just keep plugging. Please like and share. Again, let's plant those seeds. And remember, fear not. God and President Trump are still 100% in control. We'll see you tomorrow night. God bless. Happy 4th of July.